Everyone starts with the same question when it comes to AI. What's the use case? It sounds logical, safe, and familiar. But the problem is it will kill your AI strategy. You need to be really cautious of that cute or novel use case someone has suggested and the value it really delivers. In this episode, I'll talk about why chasing use cases leads to disconnected pilots, wasted investment, and zero scale, and what to focus on instead if you want to deliver AI that actually transforms your business. So what's the obsession with use cases? Use case first thinking feels comfortable. It's how we've done IT for decades. Identify a need, build a solution, and move on. But AI isn't IT. It doesn't plug neatly into fixed requirements. It learns, adapts, and behaves differently depending on data context and orchestration. And when every team starts by asking what's our AI use case, you get exactly what you'd expect. Dozens of disconnected pilots, minimal reuse, no platform thinking, no transformation. Use cases are appealing because they're tangible. They feel like quick wins. But in reality, they rarely deliver beyond a bite-sized proof of concept. Be even more cautious when people talk about a backlog of use cases without a solid vision and strategy phase that identifies strategic objectives, outcomes, and value levers, all linked to a scalable AI transformation roadmap. Use cases have their place, but they are system-centric, focused on describing step-by-step interactions between an actor and the system. Now, interestingly, a user story is often a better alternative. A user story captures the user's intent and is written in the language of the business. An example is as follows. As a customer, I want to track my order status online so that I can see when it will arrive without calling customer service. As you can see, a user story focuses on the what and the why, not the how. They're deliberately brief, designed to spark conversations, and are clarified later in the process through follow-up dialogue and acceptance criteria. Crucially, you don't need to write user stories in isolation. They require business context and input. They're written by the business and not by the tech team. So why does use case first thinking fail? So let's get specific. It fails for the following reasons. First, it's tactical, not strategic. It solves individual pain points and not systematic problems, often biased or driven by pet projects. Secondly, it fragments investment. You spend time and budget building bespoke one-off agents or models, not a scalable foundation. It also ignores the real blockers. The hard part isn't the use cases, it's aligning data, processes, infrastructure, and governance. And finally, it scales chaos, not value. Each use case becomes a snowflake. Even if it solves a specific issue, it's brittle and not reusable. It's just one step away from being another proof of concept. So what's a better starting point? Stop thinking in use cases and start thinking in capabilities. Ask the following. What repeatable business decisions or actions need enhancement? Where is human time being spent inefficiently? What data do we trust and how does it flow through workflows? What patterns emerge across business domains and what artifacts are created? Instead of solving for a task, design for reusable intelligence, decision support, or automation around it. This is where agent scaffolding, decision maps, and domain platforms come in. You're not just building tools, you're evolving how the business operates. So what's shown here is an AI transformation roadmap example, which I'm sharing as it represents a few important concepts. It shows the core objectives on the left and then the outcomes across the middle that are delivering against these objectives, and finally the capabilities that support them shown along the bottom. So, for example, digital work order generation on the top left supports the objective of reducing costs and relies on the capabilities of routine task automation and field operation capabilities that themselves rely on autonomous workflows. This shows how the platform and technology can deliver a business outcome that delivers the high-level objective. Nowhere does it talk about use cases. Transformation roadmaps are great tools to ground everybody on a solid business-focused foundation for achieving alignment and scale, and how to unlock outcomes by enabling capabilities over time. So that's your target, not a spreadsheet full of disconnected use cases. As an aside, we'll focus on how to build AI transformation roadmaps in a future video. So what should you do? If you're leading AI in your business, here's a good approach. First, define objectives and an AI strategy. Then start with business capabilities and not use cases. Third, map out value levers and value pools to align AI efforts. Next, map pain points and decision loops, not tasks. Make sure you design for reuse. What processes, platforms, models, or agents can be reused? Next, ensure you build scaffolding to plug in AI seamlessly. And finally, consider use cases as test beds, not goals. Use cases aren't bad, they just come later once the system is in place. So next time someone asks, what's a use case? Pause. Instead, ask, what capability are we trying to evolve? What pain point are we trying to remove? And what's the value it delivers versus the cost? How can we make this scalable? Because if you keep chasing use cases, you'll stay stuck in the pilot phase. But if you build around capabilities, you create real sustainable transformation. Whilst use case fishing is good fun, it won't feed your business for long. You have to focus on building a scalable foundation and capabilities to support that. So until next time, if you hear someone demand to know what the use case is, you know what to do. Speak soon.